Hi, I feel overwhelmed. Do you? But in like a really fun way, like not in a negative way. Just a lot is happening. Am I right? Is that how you feel? We are moving into a full moon in Aries, and if you have Aries in your chart, you probably have already been getting your spiritual tests from the universe. Welcome to this beautiful full moon in Aries energy that we have opening up to us right now. It is full of potent magic. And I hypothesize that that is because I believe this is the first full moon in Aries that we're getting after we have had eclipse seasons in the sign of Aries. So we're going to get into that in a moment. I have some questions for us to reflect on, and I want to ground us with a little bit of magic. So I have a candle here for us. I technically have three because I'm doing birthday candles today. And I will say more about why, but it is a great witchy tip that I can pass to you that if you are somebody who uh, can't find in your wallet enough abundance to be able to afford the nice candles that you might see in crystal shops or metaphysical stores near you. We always want to support local and as often as possible when you do and can. However, one of the things that I do when I travel a lot or when I have had such little money on me, but wanted and needed the grounding presence of spirit through magic is I get myself birthday candles. They come in a variety of colors, so you can call in um, certain significant um, elements of spirit and harness that. However, um, any kind of candle really does the magic. So don't bog yourself down with the details or with accessibility issues. Um, try using candles. They're great for like literally instant magic. I'm not even kidding you. I'm going to tell you a manifestation story right now before we get started to just give you an example of just some juicy magic. This is when I was in my most impoverished. So I had just left my teaching career. I had applied for EBT. I was getting denied. Um, and I was having to wait it out, like literally continue to like send evidence of like why I needed it. And it was really hard to get as was I had like $1 and I was able to get these candles from the Dollar Tree so that I could ground myself in magic. And I lit a candle and I asked guidance from the universe. I said, please, universe, show me where the money is. Show me where the food is. Please just guide me there. I lit this candle and then I went on a little walk and I was guided on this walk to this box, this cardboard box that somebody had put outside with not only like meat that I could cook for my dog, because I try to never feed my dog food unless it's like supplementing something or helping her transition between food types. So there's not only food in there that I could give my dog, there was also vegan burger patties. And I was having a hard time, feeding myself because the food pantry obviously is donations, right? So I was getting like food pantry goods and I was guided by universe to find something that could give me the protein that I needed, right? So I'm so grateful. So that was a story about like some instant magic that happened that if you really want to seek trusting the universe and trusting in the magic of everything around you that is beautiful, good, and secretly holy. Um, Trust that magic is here and ask for it to show up. Um, it really will. So now that I've gotten to tell you that little story, I don't know if I'll put it in because I don't know if you want to sit through it, but you can always skip it. You can always skip it. Okay, let's go ahead and collect our energy together. Let's aim it towards this sweet little candle and ask for guidance under this full moon in Aries. May it give us the passion that we need to move forward. And go ahead and empty every last ounce of air from your lungs. Take in the deepest breath you've taken all day. Hold and release. Yay! I love burning candles. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the knowledge for today. If you want to prepare your notes ahead of time, make on your notes a line for the question Ashes Now, Emperor Wisdom, Tangible Truth, and then Themes and Decans. Those are the question types that you'll be receiving today from me. All right, so this full moon is happening on Monday, October 6th. If you're on the Pacific Coast with me, it is happening at 8:48 p.m. Otherwise, if you're on the East Coast, it is happening at 11:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, this is a good time for making moon water, crystal charging, ritual release, art, altar work, whatever it is that you feel called to do intuitively. But this is in the sign of Aries, so any work having to do with the element of fire is encouraged. This is happening at 14 degrees, 8 minutes. So we are in the second decan of Aries, which is a comfortable, to me, a very comfortable spot to be in Aries. It's not the very beginning, which is sometimes just so intense. It's like right in the middle between the first decan and the second, and the third, of course. So you get like that matured energy that's like ready to face some challenges, but isn't as hot-headed as the first decan might be. So it's a nice comfy spot. If you're seeing that second number, that is for my personal research that I'm doing on the side. So I'll explain that in the near future should it be of importance. But this is a alternate decan that I saw when putting in specific timing versus the universal time. So I'm just like tracking that for my own knowledge that I can then pass down. But right now, I'm learning what the significance of that difference might be. So this is still in the second decan, no matter what. But I just wanted to give clarity on why you see two numbers there when usually you only see one set of numbers. This is a super full moon, meaning that it is going to be really intense, and it already has been, especially if you're Aries. I'm sorry that this was not out sooner. Um, this is the true harvest moon. So we've had like a harvest moon before, but this is considered the true harvest moon because of where it is placed in our calendar. Again, happening at 8:48 or 11:48, depending on which coast you're on. And it is in 14 degrees, 8 minutes in Aries. So, free of the eclipse energy that has been working to level us up in some area of our life, whether you have Aries in your chart or not. I don't have Aries in my chart with placements, but it is in my chart Of course, all of the signs are. So we're going to look at that later, but you may feel that you are ready for something. And I say that extremely nebulously because it could be literally anything. You know what it is. The moment I said you might feel ready for something, you probably had something come to the forefront of your mind. That's probably the right answer. So just hold on to that for a moment. To recap, you've probably had some kind of big release during this past healing access where the pendulum of our eclipse was swinging between Libra and Aries. So that was from April 2023 through May of 2025. Those things have been working in your life, those like different areas, right? They might be have been dismantled in some way and then reinforced in others. And at this point, you've made it through the eclipse season. You've probably released the things that you need to release and have been asked to release. And you are probably in a really nice place to receive and be ready for the blessings that are coming. And I wanted to make sure to say ready for. We'll get to there in a moment. But you've probably been identifying if you haven't released this thing yet, or have been like slowly dragging your feet in the release, you may be tested very heavily right now. A major facet that you are releasing might feel like a weight once you let it go. If that is the situation that you've had, that is validation that that is, yes, that is the thing. Thank you for doing the work and letting it go. Blessings are really heavy right now, and they are waiting to get to you. So the sooner that you release the thing, the sooner that you prove to yourself, because you're not proving it to anybody else, you're proving it to you. The sooner you prove to yourself that you are ready for the thing, blessings that are really heavy, saturated, are ready to just drop into your reality. So, whatever testing feels really tough right now, it's worth it. So, listen to the guidance that you've been receiving over the past like couple of years that we've had that eclipse season. We're done with it, right? So we don't need to struggle with those things anymore. The problems are now ashes. Okay. The challenges are now ashes. The doubt is now ashes. Whatever it is that you've been releasing is now ashes. And that's going to bring us to our very first question that we have together. Um, if you need this slide longer, you can stay on it. Otherwise, come with me and let's answer this very first question. What do you see evidence of that you're ready for something? So this window is going to be open to us from Friday, the day that I'm recording this, through Thursday, the 9th, with the exactation happening on Monday, the 6th. That's the day that we're going to have our full moon circle, which is a beach burn. So we go to the beach here in San Diego and we meet, we howl at the moon, we do a release, we talk about the themes that have to do with the moon, and water our toes in the ocean. So if you're in San Diego, come join us. Otherwise, we're looking for people to help us do moon circles. So if you live on the East Coast, if you live in the Midwest and you want to start hosting something, start getting in contact so that we can help you and give you resources. So this is the question that we have on our plate first, the tangible truth. What do you see evidence that you're ready for something? And what is the something, right? What is the something that I feel ready for? You can stay on this slide as long as you need, but if you're ready, you can move on with me. Our meditation activity is going to be a fire meditation. So I'm going to point us to doing fire scrying. That is an ancient divination practice. I really love it. I have a Leo moon, so I have a fire sign as my moon. So I really do benefit from fire scrying, and I don't do it often enough. So that is what we're going to do under this full moon in Aries, is we're going to take some time to fire scry. I'm going to tell you about that, but you're going to do it on your own for whatever length of time you would like. So I'm going to tell you how you can do that in more than one way so that you can pick the way that works best for you. Um, because we have some people who might not be fully practiced in meditation and might want something more prompt. So I would tell you that if you're using a bonfire, so if you're somebody who loves to have like a fire going, whether that's a fire outside in nature or whether that's a fire in your fireplace, I've done that both ways and I love it. You can use a timer or you can just let yourself get lost in the flames, right? That's up to you. That's more intuitive or timed. Otherwise, if you want to do it by a controlled element, you can do it by candle. Some of us might not have access to an actual fire pit or furnace like that. So, a candle is a really good way to get that little bit of magic in. So, what you would do is you ask a question or you ask for guidance or you open yourself to receiving a message, and then you stare into the flames, and the flames usually give you signs back, whether that's time in your own meditative thought in combination with the element of fire, but you'll probably see symbols or like images will come up to you. So take your time with it and experiment. It's really, I have two questions for you. So, how I would structure this as I would get to birthday candles if you want something easy, quick, and controllable. But if you want something that's more open and exploratory and flexible, I would do a true flame. Um, I don't want to say true flame, a true open fire. So you can practice fire scrying in more than one way, whether it's in a controlled way, having parameters like having a candle that once it goes out, it's done. You should have received the message that you needed during that time. Uh, or you can do it even with a 7-day candle and practice it more than one day. Otherwise, you can do fire-based, which is more intuitive, or you can time it and control an element of it, or you can just let yourself get lost in the flame. So you allow yourself to practice this however it feels best to you. For the purposes of this video, I am going to be practicing this with candles so you can see how this is done. But what I'll do is I hold the question in my mind. So we're going to do it 2 times, once for each of the upcoming questions. And you may get your answer really fast. You may decide to write your answer down and then spend the time just getting extra messages lost in the flame. Otherwise, take the time in full meditation for that question with the full duration of this candle. It won't be long. As you saw with the first one, it's a very short burn. So I'm going to take us to that second question. If you need this slide for any reason, you can stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to move us forward. The thing you're looking for is for symbols and images as you look into the flame. You'll also get intuitive knowing as well. All right, so here's our second question. This is for your first fire scrying meditation session. What has been burning away as you have become stronger through the flames testing? So think of it like you have been tested over this past eclipse season in whatever element Aries lights up in your chart. What has been burning away and is ashes now at your feet? So it's off of you, right? You've let it go, you've allowed it to burn. What is the ashes that are remaining at your feet, right? I'm going to go ahead and light this candle and spend some time in thought. Um, enjoy your meditative session, however you choose to do it. Mm. 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 Every time I do one of those, it really is so helpful because it really just asks you to fully listen and tune in and not say anything. Sometimes when I do a long candle, I'll speak back with spirit, but when I do a short one like this, I try to just let spirit speak because there's not a lot of time. Um, that was really helpful. So, if you need this question longer, you can go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, move forward with me. We're going to do our second fire scrying. I'm going to go ahead and foundation this candle. Another another butterfly, the same color. So the first question, the moment I read it, a yellow butterfly, I swear to God, the same butterfly came over and was dancing over here. And that's a sign for me. And then as I'm reading this second question here, third question overall, but second question in our fire scrying, um, this yellow butterfly came right over to the same spot. It's asking me to water my money tree because it came over to the hose twice, and that's where I fill up the water for my money tree. Okay. All right, here's our second question. Our second question is, what boundary does your emperor within ask you to honor on your journey? So, let me speak briefly about this as we prepare to sit in this meditation. What boundary does your emperor within ask you to honor on your journey? We're not seeking advice from the Empress. So if you have feminine energy and you're looking at this question, I'm talking about your masculine emperor energy within. Everybody has it. You have both energies within you, your yin and your yang energy. So allow yourself to tap into the emperor energy. He is there and he has a boundary for you. Of course he does, because he's the daddy, right? So inside, he's the one that like guides you. He's the one that has like been with you and has watched over your journey so far and is ready to like help guide you and hold your hand through this part of the phase, whatever that might be for you. If you are a masculine energy, you may be facing something that you wish your father would have guided you through, right? But you have to guide yourself through that. If you're having feminine energy like myself, if you're primarily feminine energy, that's me. Um, I I had an absent father who was there but emotionally absent. So what is the emperor wisdom that my emperor within, right? That has learned how to be emotionally stable and has learned how to be emotionally present with me to reparent myself. What does that emperor within have as a boundary for me? I'm actually really, really excited about this one. I love connecting to my inner father because oh, I love connecting with my inner father or my inner emperor because I desired a connection, an emotional connection with my father so greatly that I had to, by necessity, cultivate a relationship with my inner father because the external one most certainly and definitely uh, did not have the same kind of interest in that as I did. So, or maybe he found it to be too difficult for the time he had. Who knows? Let's go ahead and light this candle and get our guidance. Wow. Okay. I feel complete. I got what I needed. If you need this slide for any longer, please go ahead and stay here. But otherwise, let's go ahead and move forward. Um, these are the major themes. So on the next couple of pages, just write down some key themes that might be sticking to you. They might feel like really upfront in your mind. So, or you might see evidence of them happening around you over the next 3 days. So, write them down. Here, I'm going to read the list aloud for those of you who are listening and don't have the words in front of you. And this is not an extensive list. I want to add that. Bold action, confidence, new beginnings, fire and passions, pioneering spirit or pioneering energy, competitive spirit, impulsive, leadership, conquering challenges, enthusiastic expansion, powerful will, masculinity, short-tempered and impatient, rushing into action, honesty, directness, open-hearted outspokenness, spark of life, unstoppable drive, raw energy, Mars, head, brain, face, eyes, the Fool, and the Emperor, with the numbers 0 and 4 also being significant, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so a couple of things I want to quickly note before we move into the next slide. Of course, Aries is connected to the planet and the symbolism of Mars being connected to masculinity. It is a masculine presenting sign, meaning that has like it's very driven. It's very driven. Think of not male, but masculinity, right? What are masculine traits, right? Somebody who's probably very protective, somebody who has a lot of drive, somebody who is competitive in nature or direct or honest, could be short-tempered, right? So some key things to note here. I want to drive us specifically to the Fool and the Emperor. Um, Everything else I feel like you can kind of get what you need to from it, but I want to really spend time with the Fool and the Emperor here. So these archetypes come from tarot. So they're connected to 0, the number 0, because the Fool is the very first card of the tarot deck, and the Emperor, which is the fourth card of the tarot deck, meaning that the number 4 is significant here. The things to note here are, and we kind of got into this with the previous question, but the Fool is the you that was probably, in April of 2023. Think of it from there, but you can trace the Fool presence in your life all the way back because we all have the Fool energy within us. It's really important, potent, powerful energy. It's the energy when you first walk into something new, just something new. You're always going to have an element of the Fool within you. But you also have the element of the Emperor. And as I mentioned before, that's like daddy of the tarot deck, right? He's the one that, and I say it so deliciously because he's really important, right? That's, we have the Empress who is, really high-minded, very like intuitive, right? She nurtures you, but you need the Emperor as well, right? Otherwise you experience an imbalance. So, what is it that the Fool part of you needs from the Father, the wisdom bearing part of you that has in reality been leading you to this moment and is meeting you right now in the present moment? And just did. We spent whatever time you spent in meditation, we spent with that energy. So, as we turn here, is there some knowledge that's being imparted or guided into you in your experience of the next steps of this path? now that you have the clarity, because under the full moon in Aries, you have the clarity, right? We have waxed. We're in the waxing period of getting that full moon in Aries. So take a moment, write down anything here that's really calling to you in your notes. All right, if you need this slide longer, go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, come with me. I want to add more. I want to add bold action because that trademark MiiMii right now. So if you need this longer, go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, let's move forward. We are going to talk about the second Decan. So the biggest theme that is going on here, write this in your notes now because all of you need to add this. It is the word sovereignty. So the reason why sovereignty comes in here, 14 degrees 8 minutes in Aries is connected to the sun, which is connected to Leo. And with this Decan, we get a Leo triplicity, meaning all the king energy, right? So what all of these have in common is that they are self-starter energies with no authority figures to micromanage them. The king does not take orders from somebody else, right? The princess, she does not need to take orders, right? She's the princess. The sea monster, it'll eat you, right? The furnace, once it's burning, it doesn't stop, right? Until everything is in its path is consumed by flames. The dragon, it's not going to take time to listen to you, right? It's super busy flying around in the air, breathing fire or um, some other business it must attend to. And the star measurer, the person who charts our stars, right? That person, there's no authority. Their authority is the universal signs around them. It's only the cosmos that they listen to. So, with this, the beautiful chakra that we are focusing on is the Sahasrara chakra, which is the crown chakra. So, this is one of my favorite chakras to work with because it is the connection to source, literally. So, I'm going to tell you something that you can do to level up your fire meditation. I will be doing it when I do the beach burn with everybody. But this, if you put your hands in like the shape of a crown, this is actually a yoga pose for meditation. And you kind of like hold the crown on top of your head and you can meditate during that. And it's meant to open that chakra to source. So let's talk about the crown chakra. Um, when and specifically its connection to this Decan. So the crown applied magically, and this comes from Austin Coppock, who is a delightfully delicious astrologer in our field, in our time right now. Uh, he has talked about this second Decan, and he has called this the crown. Applied magically, this Decan has tremendous power, he says. It is the power to generate the world of your choosing and to be its sovereign. It is the key to creating realities that do not obey the laws of the collective reality field in which they exist. So, if you are somebody who is trying to manifest a better world, right? If you're somebody who wants to manifest a world where there's more love or there's more empathy, for example, you might want security, you might want whatever it is that you desire. I'm not in your mind or your consciousness, so I cannot say. You can only be the one decisive on that. You are your own sovereign. So, sitting in that energy, what is the world that you want to choose to see? And when you apply this Decan, so when you work within this Decan, which is happening right now, that window is opening to us, um, you have the keys to be able to create that reality that is not going to bend to the will of the collective reality field that we are in. Does that make sense? You have really no authority telling you no. So what during this time is it that you want to manifest? And you've probably already been manifesting this since 2023 in April. But now you see it and you're like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this thing, whatever it might be. So now that we have that information, go ahead and take what you can from here, whatever message kind of came to you, but add the word sovereignty. You deserve it. And I kind of want to leave this open. So take whatever it is that you need from here, write down whatever it is that you need to write down, whatever it was that resonated. And if you need the slide longer, you can stay here. Otherwise, let's move. We're going to do the really fun part. We're going to zoom in. If you've been here a while, you know that I love time passages. You can also use Astrology Cafe. You can get a free chart there, but you're looking for this circle chart that I have on the screen. This, of course, is my circle chart. If you've been here a while, you've seen it. And we are looking for this sign in your chart. On my chart, it's right here. You'll see Aries right here, the little ram horns, between the 7th and the 8th house. So this supermoon is delightfully swimming through my relationships, love, long-term partnerships, and intimacy. So it's exciting, but it definitely is an area of my life that I have been putting on hold for a very important reason. So wherever your chart is, you're just going to want to note what are the numbers in the pie crust that align with where Aries is. So what I love about time passages is you get the colored line so you can really see it. So it spans from the 7th, right? The 7th, right here, through the 8th. So I'm just going to write down 7th and 8th. And we're going to look at those. We're going to look at those right now. So you're just going to want to write down the house themes that resonate with you. So take a look here. This is the first house, second house, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Take a moment to pause here if you need this slide. Mine are on the next page. So pause here, or if you're ready, come with me. So this is the 7th house for me, which is, as I mentioned, relationships, partnerships, one-to-one interactions, basically intimacy, which is the 8th house. Transformation, butterflies. I've seen butterflies more than once, sitting here 3 times now. And shared resources. And you have no idea, just because I haven't told you all of the things that are going through my head over these past 3 days, but all of the questions that are coming up have to do with all of this stuff. So take time, write down what house themes are resonating the most with you. And when you are ready, come with me. Otherwise, pause here. So you have all of the answers in front of you, or you should. What has been burning away as you have become stronger through the flames testing. That is what is lying at your feet now as ashes. Emperor wisdom. What boundary did your inner emperor ask you to honor through your journey? Your tangible truth. That was the very first question that I gave you. What do you see evidence that you're ready for? And then, of course, as always, your cosmic themes and the Decan themes in your personal natal chart. What themes are emerging for you personally? What themes are emerging under Aries? And what elements of sovereignty, what shift do you wish to experience? Right? So take a second, make sure you have all of those down, and then pause here if you need to. Otherwise, move forward with us, my love. This is your ritual release burn. So I'm going to go ahead and write mine down. Go ahead and put your answers into this format. So that ashes to now question goes in that first blank, the second blank, so they all match, and then we will say them. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so I wrote mine and I experienced such a roller coaster of emotions. So I'm going to read it to you. I stand under this full moon's clarity with the ashes of doubt at my feet. With my innate wisdom, I choose to honor my light and my sexual energy as I venture into this elevated timeline of blessings connected to intimacy, love, and relationships. I have been prepared and purified by and through fire, and I witness myself right now as prepared to receive love because I can see that I honor it. Woo, all right. Um, what was your statement? Sorry, I'm overheating. Um, this this answer stresses me out a little bit, but only in like a delightful, erotic way. So anyway, um, if you want this slide longer, please go ahead and stay here, or please tell me your answer. I want to know. So put yours in the comments, please. Not you guys just coming here doing the work and leaving and not telling me what you wrote. We have a full moon beach burn. It is happening on Monday during exaltation, actually, but we start a little bit earlier. So at sunset, I believe it's happening at 6:26 p.m., but our exaltation is not until much later at like 8:48, I believe it is. So we will see you there. If you are in San Diego, and if you're not, please host moon circles and invite people. And you'll see me again soon. I'm sorry that the Virgo sign is there. It's not meant to be, but the Libra sign is. So we're gonna take that little Virgo right out of here. Sorry. Sorry, love. Okay. So the Libra new moon is happening on October 21st, 2025. If you're on the Pacific Coast, it'll happen at 5:25 a.m. And if you're on the East Coast at 8:25 a.m. And this is happening towards the very end of Libra. So literally that third decan, which is really exciting. It's going to be happening at 28 degrees, 22 minutes. So I will talk about that next time, but please enjoy this full moon, full super moon in Aries. It is going to be a lot of fun and full of full of dripping with blessings. I love you. You're incredible and amazing. I'm so happy you stopped in and did some moon work with me. You're magical and lovely and such a cute little butterfly. Bye.